Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another mini review, and today we're talking about Relics of Rajavihara. Relics of Rajavihara. See, that just rolled right off the tongue. Relics of Rajavihara with art by one of my old favorites. I don't know how old he is, but one of my old favorites, Tristan Rawson, and designed by Joe Slack. Now, let's talk a little bit about what this game is. And I really wanted to get this video done. I've had it for a little bit, but it's just been so slammed lately. And they have another campaign coming up, so I wanted to kind of pull all my thoughts together as I've played through the first 2 chapters of the game. So there is a lot more coming, but I do think I have a good idea of what this game's all about. And now what the game is all about is you are an archaeologist, think Indiana Jones style, and your archaeologist, she is out to get these gems and get through all these different ruins and collect these relics before her nemesis gets them. If the nemesis gets them, he's gonna, I don't know, do horrible things. Something bad. I don't know. And to do that, you're going to be moving boxes and things around this dungeon in order to be able to access these gems. And sometimes you'll be, dropping boxes on his head because, that's fun. Dropping things on people's head. Awesome. The way it works is each of the levels you're going to have a card that shows you how to set things up and specifically how to stack the different boxes. And as you go through each of the different chapters, you'll be adding different types of cubes and different things into the mix that make it a little bit harder and harder and harder as you go. And really what you're going to be doing is you have these boxes out there and you're going to be sliding them around until you can access what you need to access. And usually that means you're going to be knocking boxes out of the bottom of a stack, so suddenly you have access to one because you can only climb up one set of boxes. You might be making little stairs trying to go up. You might be trying to move boxes around to where you're trying to get a box that's already on the second level all the way across the board, but keep it on the second level. So you're making these little trains of cubes that you're pushing and you're moving things around and around the board. And if you're looking at the pictures, you might be starting to kind of get the idea of, well, it kind of sounds like an app. And you're right, it does. It's very much like an app game. And it kind of becomes and I'll talk about the benefits of app versus physical when I get to my final thoughts here. But that is kind of what it's like, because as you're going through, you're getting more and more things. Just like in an app game, you have your little puzzle. It starts out very easy. It gets a little harder. It's going to very clearly explain to you what to do, and then it's going to introduce something new. And you'll kind of master that, work through, introduce something new. What do I like about this game? First off, I really am enjoying kind of the tactile nature of it. The quality of the components is pretty darn good. The way the board is set up, you can take it, you put your thing out there, but then you can just turn it because the boxes stack really well. They're big enough, they're heavy enough that doesn't feel fiddly, even though there's a bazillion cubes that you're using. I say cubes, but they're not cube. I mean, they're pretty darn big here, as you can see. This is a pretty hefty thing. And so you're using this moving around, but then the way it's set up with this little double layer board, you can turn it as you can try to look and try to get a better view of what you're doing. And then as it adds in more things, it just suddenly takes a very simple puzzle and just ramps it up just a little bit, and I like that. It's very fast to play through a game. I actually have it set up on my table right now, and I'll just sit down and I have 5-10 minutes and see if I can do one of the levels. And if I can't do it, okay, whatever, I'll walk away. Or if I do, flip the card, get the next level, set that up, and go. And I think that's great. And all of that I enjoy. It's just a delightful little brain puzzle every single time. You look at it and you try to figure it out, you move things around, and it feels fun to move the stuff around. I enjoy it. So what are my quibbles with the game? My first one is, there's no replay here. No, there's not. I mean, once you have learned the puzzle, that's it, you've learned it, you're not going to go back and play it. Now, to their credit, there is an expansion that has a whole bunch of different types of puzzles to add in there. There is a Facebook group for people to kind of post their own puzzles, which I think is very cool. I don't know how many people are doing it, but if a lot of people are doing it, that is awesome. That is fun. And there's an expansion coming that will offer more. But for the most part, the campaign, you're going to play through and then you're done. Give it to somebody else or whatever it may be. So that might not be your cup of tea. Though, you're going to get a good amount of playtime out of this, so maybe that's worth it to you. Don't know. Next thing is, you have these meeples. And the idea is you can only move the meeple one space and all that, but really it doesn't matter. For the most part, as long as it's not blocked off, you can go anywhere because there is no kind of time limit or something like that. It's just you move, you do stuff, So some of the rules are there. It just seems like, well, we don't actually really need those. That doesn't really have to be a thing. And I do find that while I really do enjoy moving the cubes around on the board, the little meeple guy, until I'm like climbing up like a little kid winning a game. Well, I guess I am a little kid and I am winning a game. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me where the meeple is, other than holding a place and showing me where to start. But really, those are my only quibbles with the game, which brings me to the last thing I want to talk about is, should this just be an app? My answer is no, which surprises me because when I read the rules, like, this should just be an app. Why am I doing this? But what I realized is I would go out of my mind if this was an app because I'd be, tap on the brick, tap on another space, move that one, tap, 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 tap. Oh my gosh. I think it would legitimately take me longer to play this game in an app than it does having it on the table. And there is something nice about these big chunky cubes and moving those around. So I think this is one of those games that actually takes that kind of app feeling, app experience, makes it tactile, and puts it on the table in a way that I think works. So there you have it, folks. That is Relics of Rajavihara. It's a relatively light brain puzzle. I mean, maybe when I get to the very highest levels it'll be really hard, but it's not that hard to do. It's enjoyable. It's quick. If you like that kind of puzzle, if you're the type of person when you were playing Legend of Zelda, liked the bit about sliding the bricks around to try to get the puzzle, the room to unlock, whatever, then you're going to really dig this because that's what it feels like to me. But there you have it, folks. That is Relics of Rajavihara. See, I've said it like 6 times now, nailed it. It's got a new Kickstarter coming up soon. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.